Hey everybody, it's Mato back for another redstone build. Hope everybody's having a great day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a combination concrete maker, log stripper, and general block feeder. Okay, and now the block feeder aspect of it is when you have some silk touch tools and you've gone through and gathered ores like diamond ore and quartz ore that you want to process later with fortune tools to get the maximum yield. Okay, this guy can feed you blocks into your inventory that you can harvest. All right, so basically how it works is that it feeds you items from a dispenser, okay, and then you place them manually by holding right click and left click at the same time against this obsidian block and then harvest them. The observer reads that, which triggers a repeater here and triggers this block. So you can put a adjustable delay and then you change the delay according to the materials. One click, one tick for concrete and 2 ticks for wood. All right. And then it'll feed you the item. It'll drop it down from this dispenser and put it into your hand so that you can continually keep up with the amount of mining speed that you're doing. Then it goes into a hopper mine cart, and you can run that hopper mine cart to a chest or whatever, because this is a more advanced version that's fully AFKable, where it'll also feed you the tools. So when your tool breaks, it'll feed you another tool so you can keep AFKing. All right, so we'll look at that one later, but let me show you how this one works in general here. Okay, so here I have some white concrete powder. So what I want to do is I want to place 5 of them in my offhand. What you're doing is giving it a little bit of a buffer. All right, so then I'm going to switch to survival because I'm going to be harvesting these blocks. All right, I'm going to be using an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, but I will demonstrate some lower efficiencies. We want to be sure that our repeater is set to 1 tick. And then since we're doing concrete, we'll also want water on here. There's a dispenser around the back that controls a water stream. So to convert concrete, of course, we need to place it up against water. All right, so then we just get into place the remaining amount of our blocks in the dispenser above, and then we just aim at the obsidian and hold right click and left click at the same time. Okay, and again, this is efficiency 5. So it's going to go through and continually feed us items as we mine them. So you can see my offhand values are staying the same. It's keeping the same amount of blocks and it's just feeding them through. Okay, now it works the same with lower efficiency tools. Here's an efficiency 1 diamond axe. You can use any kind of axe at any efficiency level, and it will continually feed them to me the same way. It's just slower overall. All right, your mining speed is just slower overall. And again, those items are all going into this dropper here. So let me get my efficiency 5 again, and we'll finish off this stack just to show you that the remaining ones out of your offhand just get fed when you're done. So you just go through and see now they're feeding out of my offhand until I'm finished. So all of the items go into the hopper there. Very, very cool. Okay, and for the remaining items, you don't need water. All right, so let me switch to creative real quick and get those items out of my inventory. And now we'll do some stripped wood. So again, put 5 items into my inventory. Now I do need to switch the setting here to 2 ticks. Okay, you need to do 2 ticks for the stripped logs, and then we'll go into survival. And there's one note that I want to make is that if you're going to do the highest efficiency tools, okay, because what happens is that when you strip logs, you right click to place it, you right click to strip it, and then you left click to harvest it. All right, now if you do it with the highest efficiency tools and hold right and left click, it's going to miss the first one, but it'll keep in sync. All right, let me show you what that means. So if I now just hold right and left click, it'll go through and harvest them all perfectly, keeping the same amount in my offhand. Okay, keep feeding them to me, no problem. But the first one got missed. All right, and that's at the highest efficiency levels. Okay, now you can see this item's not stripped yet. So if I go to a lower efficiency tool, all right, and I strip it first, then I hold down right and left click, then it won't need to not do the first one. But at the highest efficiency tools, efficiency 5, it can get out of sync sometimes if it does that and feed the items out of your offhand. So that's just something to be aware of. Again, if you want to use the highest efficiency tools, then just don't let it do the very first one. And all you have to do again to avoid that is just hold right and left click. On these, just right click on the first one first, then hold right and left click on the lower efficiency tools. Okay, so that's how that works. Might as well just go ahead and do the other three. Okay, and just show show that to get finished. All right, whatever, that's fine. All right, so now let me just demonstrate to you one of the ores, like a diamond ore. Grab a stack of those. Okay, and then same way, we just want to put the items into our offhand. These out. We put about 5. Okay, then it doesn't really matter, 5, 6. And then we want to use a tool with fortune on it, obviously. This one has mending as well, so it'll self-repair. And I can put those into my offhand here. Going into survival again. Get the proper tool, and then just, again, hold right and left click. And it'll go through and just continually place the blocks, keep feeding them to me, and I could do them in fortune. So you could do gravel if you wanted to get flint. There's quite a few things you can do, you know, quartz and stuff like that. So just go through, let it gather all the items. I didn't give it really a big enough buffer. You're going to want, again, about a buffer of 5 or so to really have enough space to do them. So just be aware that, again, very high efficiency tools, it can use a bit of a buffer. And so, you know, you just want to compensate for that a little bit. There you go. But you can see it keeps it 4, then just sometimes every once in a while, see, it'll switch out. Now that just fed all the items from my offhand, so it worked perfectly. All right, so basically this is a simple build, guys. I'm going to go ahead and build this one for you, and then I'll just show you the circuit and stuff for the more advanced versions of it. It's a really simple build. So let's go ahead and get items we don't need out and the items we do need in. And I will put a stair down as the first placement here, because you're probably going to want to put a chest under here like I've done here, where I've got a hopper underneath the hopper minecart feeding into a chest. So you're probably going to want to do that. All right, so basically we just need to go over here, place our stair. Generally you're going to want to just place a block to get started here so that you have it to place against. All right, so then we can place our stair. Then we'll place our obsidian on top of that. Okay, and then any block on the top of it. Okay, any design block. And then we want to place a dispenser. That's going to be for our water facing toward us here. So place a dispenser. Okay, and then we do need a hole for the water right there, so it won't spill out everywhere. You can enclose these and do whatever you want, or keep it stripped out. In the more advanced version, I enclose them. Okay, now we're going to want to place our hopper minecart down here. So we need to place a rail, then place the cart on it, and just be aware that you don't bump that in use. Okay, now we're going to place a observer facing downward. I got rid of the observer. Okay, right here. Okay, we're going to want to be on the top and place it facing down. Okay, so you see the face facing downward into this area. This is where the block will be placed, obviously. All right, now we're going to want a dispenser facing downward. So shift click, go up against the observer. Then the rest is just fill in blocks. Okay. And I've put an anvil and stuff over there. You can choose how you want to do that, just in case you want to repair tools or whatever. But these are just decorative blocks, okay? Now at the top, we just need to place some redstone dust and a repeater, a redstone repeater. Okay, so take and place our dust here, which is reading from the observer. Then the repeater, okay, right here. And then that'll control, you know, however you set the tick will control it. And then the line there. So it'll go through here and trigger that line. That'll trigger the dispenser. So that's basically it for that design. We could put a button to control the dispenser for our water. So you can put the button right there, and then that'll trigger the water. So you obviously want to put a water bucket inside that dispenser. Okay. Okay, so one more thing we're going to want to do for the water is we need to place a stair back behind here facing toward us to contain the water. So place it inward like that. Then we want to cover this one side. So you can use a sign or you can use another block. In the major design, in the big design, I surround it. But you can just use a sign like that as well. Okay, so when you press it, there you go. And that'll contain the water inside of it. It dispenses it into the stair and waterlogs it. Then it comes down, okay? So that's basically it for that design. Now let's take a look at the one that we use for the auto feed. Okay, so I've got 3 stone pickaxes here, right? So let's go into survival. And then I have this lever, which is now powering the redstone line down there to lock the dropper. So, okay, but I want my inventory to be completely filled with items. All right, dump all items into a chest. Okay, but I'll fill my inventory here with all this dirt. So it takes 35 dirt to do it. Okay, and leave just the first slot. All right, so now back into survival. When I go over here, it's going to feed me the pickaxe and pop another one. Now you can hear the note block telling you that it's popping another one. Then again, I can go through. Let's get some concrete here. That's fine. You can see another tool is available right there floating. And so when I go through and place all my items and such and do the mining, okay, and it's stone tool, so it's quite slow. But when the stone tool runs out, it will feed me another one. Okay, and it won't give it to me because my inventory is completely filled until that item is gone. Now, of course, you got a 5-minute despawn time, but even with the stone tools, it only takes just over 4 minutes. I think it's like 4 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that to harvest the whole stack. Okay, so you won't despawn. That's not a problem. All right, so that's that design. It's very cool, very useful, especially if you're going to AFK for long periods of time to get bunches of blocks converted. And to allow you to do that, I also have additional chest and hopper up here feeding into the dropper, or the dispenser in this case, here, so you could put tons and tons of blocks inside of that. Okay, so basically the circuit, let's just look at that circuit. I don't really need to build it, guys. I'm just going to show it to you because it's really a simple circuit. This is the observer, okay, and the observer is facing the pressure plate. Right there, you can see it. The observer is facing the pressure plate. So there is a dropper facing upward with a pressure plate on top of it. All right, so the observer redstone powers this block, and I made it a dirt block so that the note block sound is that ping type sound. So you can use whatever block that you want for the note block sound, but it feeds through that and down through the ground into this redstone, which goes into a repeater, and that repeater is very important that it's set on 4 ticks. Otherwise, this will double trigger and put 2 items, and you don't want it to do that. You just want 1, and then that just goes into the dropper. Okay. Then again, I have a redstone underneath a block here, and I can have a button and a lever. All right, so when I turn off the lever, it won't trigger anymore once I grab that last item. Okay, or it will trigger one more time, and then you can grab them. But it also locks the hopper, so you can keep all your items in the chest. Pushing the button at this time will do nothing. Okay, and that's controlled by just a simple redstone here and a lever and a button on that. Okay, for the hopper at the top, very simple. It just feeds right directly into the dropper to give you some chest storage space. All right, and then the rest of it I just surround with blocks. The only blocks that you absolutely do need is the glass here. You need to keep these guys completely surrounded. This could be a solid block or glass, but you need to keep this surrounded, and just on the rarest occasion a tool can go into this small little space between the chest. It's very, very rare that it does it, but that's why I have the note block, so I can hear if it's triggering and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the more advanced design that's fully AFKable. This is the simple design. which we've built. And guys, this is really a nice machine. I mean, it is useful in a lot of different ways. Very small overall to put in your base. And guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could put it to use. Anyway, this is Scott on Model. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.